Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Sam. Welcome back to another video. There's been no Apple news lately. My job has been extremely boring here on YouTube. Until today, Apple has officially confirmed their March 25th event, which myself and I know many of you have been looking forward to. And this time, rather than Apple being sort of ambiguous as to what they were going to announce, they literally just confirm it. They say it's showtime. They're rumored to be working on a video service and some other subscription stuff as well. If you're excited for this video, excited for the event, drop a like down below. Always helps me out. And also hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. But I want to go ahead and talk about everything that we can expect to see from this event as of right now. So here's a look at the official invitation. I did not get invited to the event, but I'm holding out hope. Fingers crossed, maybe the email just got lost in my spam folder. In all seriousness, there are going to be a ton of really good people there covering the event for like true live coverage. I'll be keeping you guys updated on Twitter and here on YouTube through the live stream. Apple is going to be live streaming this March event, which leads me to believe there are going to be some pretty significant announcements. You might remember back to March of 2017, they announced the iPad 6, the budget version there, and they didn't even live stream it. It was very low key. Apple is live streaming this one. This is going to be more than just something really tiny that they've been working on, because according to Bloomberg, according to BuzzFeed News, according to everybody else, and according to Apple's own invitation, it's showtime. Apple has been preparing a movie and TV subscription service. You've probably heard about that. They're also preparing a news magazine and news publishing subscription service where you could hypothetically pay like $10, $20, $30 a month and get access to premium content from paywalled sites. Some parts of the Washington Post, some parts of the Wall Street Journal. Pay one price, get access to everything as long as that publisher participates in the program. It's going to be the same idea for the movie and TV show streaming service to rival something like Netflix. Good luck, Apple. That is going to be the main focus of the event. What's interesting and what gets me a little bit confused here is that nobody's saying at this March event 100% that Apple, on stage at least, will be talking about new products. But I have a feeling, this is my theory, this has happened before, where Apple's going to talk about one thing up on stage. This time it'll be their new subscription services that they're launching. And then after the event has concluded through a variety and a barrage of press releases, Apple will go ahead and release the new products that way, but they probably won't get a ton of attention up on stage. And at first that idea sounded really weird. Why would Apple hold an event and not talk about new products? Like, wouldn't they want the most coverage possible? And then I realized they probably just want the main takeaway, and they want the thing for everyone to hear about being the new subscription services. So what I think Apple's going to do is do that on stage, and then afterwards we're going to get a number of new products online. They've released the past couple of new budget iPads through press releases only, and that's a good place to start. The first new product that we should be seeing either the day of this event or very, very soon after is a brand new budget iPad. Apple has been rumored to be working on a 7th generation version of the iPad, but going from a 9.7 to a 10 to 10.2 inch screen. So the new budget iPad, because the bezels are going to get slimmer around the edges and the screen is going to get a little bit bigger. And in addition to those screen upgrades, Apple is said to be keeping the headphone jack, which is good for any traditional headphones users, and also Touch ID on this iPad. There aren't going to be any crazy edge-to-edge iPad Pro-esque screen upgrades this year because it's a budget iPad, probably going to remain priced around $329. Nothing too out of the ordinary. But if you're waiting to buy a new iPad or any of the products that I talk about in this video, you should really just wait a little bit longer. There is not 100% confirmation again that it's coming at this event, but it's something that Apple's working on, and they're likely coming sooner rather than later. And the reason I say that is not purely speculation based. Apple has referenced new iPad models and even a new 7th generation iPod Touch inside of iOS 12.2. In fact, a new iPad mini with possible Apple Pencil support is said to be on the way as well. There was again code inside of iOS 12.2 that confirmed this. A number of other industry sources have said Apple is working on a 5th generation iPad mini, probably going to be much lower priced than the $399 price tag that it currently boasts, with a processor upgrade on the inside, but not really any changes to the physical screen. And iOS 12.2 has also mentioned that a new iPod Touch is on the way as well, in addition to other industry sources saying that a new iPod Touch is coming. Again, Unclear whether this is coming for sure in March or sometime later down the road into 2019. And I almost forgot to mention that for the iPod Touch 7th generation, it is reportedly going to have just spec upgrades on the inside. MacRumor says a source told them an A10 Fusion processor, but of course to take that skeptically. But we also saw these like leak schematics for the iPod Touch, which are almost 100% false. We've seen a few red flag iPod Touch rumors that just don't appear to be right. So I wouldn't believe any of this stuff. I don't think that this iPod Touch 7 is going to be edge to edge. I don't think it's going to look bezel-less. That doesn't sound like an affordable budget device to me based on Apple's current product pipeline and product strategy. So I think it's just going to be pretty much the iPod 6 with an updated processor on the inside and maybe a better camera. But one product that iOS 12.2 has also alluded to, that iOS 12.2 has also leaked, is second generation AirPods, a product that we have been talking about forever, a product that just keeps popping up in the news, and a product that I think will be dropping after the keynote in some form on March 25th. Number of sources have said that AirPods 2 will be launching in Apple stores on March 29th. I believe two sources have mentioned that so far, but they've sort of agreed on this March 29th release date. It perfectly coincides with the March 25th event date. AirPods 2 are going to be coming. The big question for those is something that I've talked about in a couple of previous videos, and that's whether or not the AirPods 2 upgrade is just going to be AirPods 1 rebundled with a wireless charging case and hands-free Siri functionality, or if this AirPods 2 upgrade is going to have improved bass response, have a new finish, come in a new colorway, and possibly look a little bit different due to some new health sensors on the inside. It's unclear which version is going to be coming, but my gut is leaning towards the fact that maybe the big upgrade to AirPods, what we could be calling AirPods 3, is going to be coming later down the road in fall of 2019. That is what OnLeaks over on Twitter, a very reputable leaker, has told us. And what we're going to be getting in March is just AirPods 1 rebundled with a wireless charging case to be shipped directly alongside the AirPower wireless charging mat. Recently from 9to5Mac, there has been code inside of iOS 12.2 again. That has indicated Apple is continuing work on AirPower, and we've been expecting Apple to release the AirPods wireless charging case, what could now be known as AirPods 2, and their AirPower wireless charging mat together. So right after the event through press releases, while AirPods is a big product for Apple, if it's just a wireless charging case, they obviously wouldn't probably talk about that on stage in any capacity, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not that large of an upgrade. Now, finally rounding out this list of products is a red iPhone XS. We heard a very sketchy rumor from Weibo, just a random source on the Chinese social network, posting that Apple should be releasing at least a red iPhone XS in China before the end of February. It's already almost the middle of March, and we don't have that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that was a false rumor, but traditionally, right around this time, in spring, in March in 2017 and in April of 2018, Apple did release a new colorway for at least one of their flagship iPhones that year. And it should probably be the iPhone XS this year, because the iPhone XR already comes in a red colorway. I don't think that Apple's going to mention this at all, either in a press release or at the March event, but I wanted to just throw that out here that historically, in the past 2 years, Apple has released a new red iPhone in some fashion around this time of the year, and I wanted to let you know that if you're looking forward to that color, maybe wait a little bit. We don't know when it's coming or if it's coming, but it has come the past 2 years, so it might come this year, you know? Currently, those are all the products that have been heavily rumored for a spring release. And honestly, taking all those into consideration, AirPower, AirPods 2 / the AirPods wireless charging case, again, could be the same thing, could be two separate products, a new iPad mini and a new budget iPad with a slightly bigger screen. That's not that much. It's not like any of these products either are going to be major upgrades. I mean, obviously for the iPhone keynote, Apple wouldn't want to release those through press releases because they have so much to talk about. But if the new iPads are just going to be spec bumps, if the new iPod Touch would even be a spec bump if that does come at this event, and if AirPods get a wireless charging case and AirPower comes out, Honestly, it really doesn't make that much sense for Apple to talk about those on stage because it would probably take no less than 10 or 15 minutes. So again, I think their big focus is going to be the video and news subscription services, as Bloomberg, very reputable, and BuzzFeed News has also reported, and I think the products are going to be coming out via press releases at the end. So let me hear your thoughts on this. When do you think the new Apple products are going to be coming, and which ones do you plan on picking up? AirPods, a new iPod Touch, a new iPad, or are you going to get some new Apple Watch bands? I saw online that some Apple Watch bands were going out of stock, so we'll probably see those. That's the last bonus tidbit that I have you, because Apple usually refreshes Apple Watch bands each spring. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Thanks for watching. You guys are incredible. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe so you stay up to date on the latest Apple news. But I've been Sam. Hope all of you are doing well, and I'll catch you in my next video.